Was there anything else, anything new that you need help spending money on, or
do you need help with the All-Star format? Because
we
can
need
do that.
we've talked about that a little bit.
We have. Yeah.
Would love your thoughts on the All-Star race
Me
format.
and you have sit down and talked about it a little bit, and I told him my opinion, and I'll be quite honest, man, is the All-Star race in the past has been full of, for lack of a better word, gimmicks.
Yep.
It's been full of,
we had like monster-sized dice.
Yeah.
And
crazy things.
yeah, I mean fans flipping numbers.
Trying to figure out a way.
It's fun.
Yeah. Trying to figure out a way to create a moment. All right. Our sport and sports in general are about moments, and we went above and beyond trying to create them, especially for this race. And you have so much flexibility. It's not a points race. Do what you want, right? But I think for this race, the racetrack's the star. You don't really have to bring in any extra, details. No hoops, no ring of fire, nothing that needs, And so, I feel like as far as the format, you really don't have a tall task in front of you as a promoter in this sense, because the track is the star. People are going to be there and be happy to be there, and the less they have to worry about, the less math they have to do in their heads. Yep. There was a guy that wanted, I was talking about running this late model race for a promoter, and he's like, we're going to have 3 stages, and we're going to take your average finish from the first 2 stages, and that'll be your starting position for the final stage.
Yeah.
I'm like, no one wants to sit in the grandstands and have to do this
averages.
math.
Yeah. I didn't want to do math when I was getting a grade for it. I certainly don't want to do it when
Nobody
I'm not.
wants to watch a race and not know what they're watching or what's on the line.
Right.
And
Preach.
so I think for this instance, you really don't have to go too far. You can, there may be some heat races were a great idea. I thought this was my idea. All right. We love to bring I'm gonna start from scratch. We love to bring the teams and the teams into the pit stop, into the qualifying fact. We want the teams to have a moment to shine. All right, if you're gonna have race cars at the racetrack, drivers there, on track content Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yep.
All right. Why don't we at some point Friday or Saturday have a pit crew competition? We used to have Unical pit crew competition. We'd celebrate all of the teams. Basically, the car pulls into the stall. You have a 4-tire stop. The car leaves.
Yep.
That's it. There's no lap on the track. The car trips a line entering the stall. It trips a line exiting the stall. The pit stop is the moment.
Yep.
Run every car, even the All-Star Open cars, through this process to celebrate and crown a true pit crew champion.
I like that.
All right, and so
I love the idea of celebrating our pit crews, because they're the O-line of NASCAR.
They are.
They don't get enough credit.
This is their moment to say, we are the best.
Yeah.
All right, we are the best. And so what you do is you have that moment for the pit crews. You do whatever you need to do in terms of a monetary incentive or a trophy or something that maybe moves from team to team each year, like a college trophy would.
Yeah.
You've won the bell. You get to keep the bell for the year. Who's going to get the bell from that team next year?
Yeah.
Something like that, right? So what that also does is that sets the lineup for your heat races and the lineup for the Open. All of the cars that are eligible for the Open go into the open field, lined up by the way their pit crew pitted the car. So the pit crew has an even more of an impact on the performance of the race weekend.
That's cool.
A great car could have a really terrible stop and start near the back.
Right.
And now you have the comers and goers.
Yeah.
We were and that solves the problem of heat racing in NASCAR. Everybody's in the race. Why have a heat race if nobody's going to be cut?
Right.
If there's no elimination.
Right.
Now you have a heat race where everybody's staged. They start by how they are ordered by the pit stop speed. If a Kyle Larson or a Chase Elliott has a mid-pack pit stop, he has to drive from mid-pack in this heat race. He has to perform.
I like that.
You get a 50-lap heat race. That's long enough to really test the tire, push the tire to its limit. We're celebrating this asphalt. It's old. It's wore out. It's gonna car's gonna slip and slide. Let's get to that point in the race. So 50-lap heat races. All right, 2 or 3 of those. That sets your lineup for the race, for the All-Star race. You can invert to top 5, top 10, have something fun like that. You don't really have to. You bring your open out there. You do whatever you want to do with that as far as you can have an overall winner that advances. You can have 3 stages where you pick a winner from each stage, whatever you want to do there. And then you have your main event. The only thing that I would add to the actual main event on Sunday for the All-Star race is our All-Star races are an abbreviated event compared to our 400 and 500 milers, right, that we have every weekend. That's okay when we go to Charlotte or Texas or anywhere else for that matter. But for this particular weekend, people have been waiting for years, decades, for Cup cars to be back at Wilkesboro. So I would be encouraging you to add about 20% more length to the traditional All-Star format. And I would front load the very beginning of the event with a longer stage.
Okay.
Maybe that first stage is 100 laps.
Yeah.
Instead of 80 or 70 or 50. Maybe that first stage is just really gets everybody's appetite, right? People have been waiting for Cup cars to run here for a long time, and so they really want to see a lot of competition, right? Cars on track. And so that first stage maybe gets a little longer than you traditionally would have.
What do you think the stages should be?
100 laps for the first stage.
Okay.
And then I don't really care about the other 2. I really don't. I mean it could be
50, 20.
I don't know. You could have 100 laps, 50, 20, 10. I don't care. I think that final stage should be, a 12th round knockout. Yeah. Right? You got a little bit of time, not a long stage, right?
So like
10 laps.
10 laps, okay.
Cautions don't count.
Yep.
Got to take the checkered flag to be over, right?
Yep.
If there's a wreck on the white, re-rack them.
Yep.
Old unlimited green white check. I mean, it should be a 12th round, 7th inning, 7th game, 9th inning moment.
Yep.
And so, and a short track like
I like it.
That's so slick and worn out. It should produce.
Sure. I love that idea because I missed the pit crew competition. I feel like it was a fun thing to celebrate, and it's ironic because today, think about the difference that pit crews make today. I mean, the athletes that are there, I always tell people these are professional athletes. They didn't go pro in their collegiate sport, but they're going pro in their athleticism at being on a pit crew in NASCAR. What a cool opportunity that is. And to showcase these guys in a big way, I think is awesome. We actually talked about maybe even doing like a not a skills challenge, but like some weightlifting challenges, like the CrossFit kind of stuff, where the guys could, throw up some weight, do sort of a, I think that might exhibition.
I think that would be kind of fun, I guess. If you, I don't have a problem with that. If fans are entertained by, hey man, HMS has got 3 guys entered in.
Yeah, like who lists up
in
most
the deadlift.
Weight. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is Gibbs.
Team wise.
Everybody enters. You design sort of an Olympic style 5 events. Every organization enters their best guy.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
And he's gonna go out there and give it his all, and you're gonna crown sort of an overall a champion from each event, then an overall champion. Yeah. But it would have no overall effect on the event.
And you'd say the pit stop for the impact on your starting position.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think
that'd be cool.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that to me, because if you go out there and have the guys qualify, they're going to qualify. The fastest car start toward the front.
Yep.
But this sets up a situation where you might have some good cars mid-pack toward the back.
What did you think of that as a driver?
In terms of what?
So,
not being
Dale, in his current situation as a broadcaster, I think you think a little bit differently now than you did when you were out. So what did you think about that as Dale the driver?
If your
pit crew was in charge of your starting spot,
I'm in charge of what I'm doing on the racetrack.
Yeah. So you're okay with it?
Yeah.
Right, cool.
I feel like the drivers. I don't know how a driver might really view that, to be honest with you. He might not like that idea, but I feel like that we at sometimes need to put the onus or the moment or the pressure on that individual.
Yeah.
It's on the driver in some instances.
Yeah.
He's on an island by himself.
Yeah.
Make the crews be responsible for where this car begins the race.
I love it because I just love the team aspect of our sport.
And those guys,
that people don't realize.
It'll be like this situation where the guys, the crews that, you love those guys that are like, give me the ball in this moment.
Yes.
I want it.
Yes.
There's 2 seconds on the clock. Throw it to me. I'll make the shot.
Yep.
Those crews will have that type of reaction if they're real dudes, right? If they're they'll be like,
They want it.
they'll be like, heck yeah, man, I'm gonna go get you the pole.
These guys are intense.
Yeah.
They work
It
every
needs-
week. And
That's the type of pressure we need to put them under.
Yeah, I like it.
That's the type of pressure I'm going to buy a ticket and sit and watch.
yeah.
I don't want
like
it to, I don't want it to be watered down. Go out there running 4 laps and come down pit road and then a pit stop. No, make the pit stop the thing.
Yeah.
And if there's a loose lug, that's whatever, penalty.
Yes.
You check the lugs. You check the gas cans. Any gas in there? Oh, you left a gallon.
Nice.
And
That's
then
a good
let's
idea.
stay consistent with it, because if that can be built up over time, the residual effects of the winning pit crew or that jackman,
That's it.
the coverage carries throughout the rest of the year, really, because
That's it.
when a good team has a pit stop, you point back to the fact that jackman did this and that.
Yeah.
This is the team that. Yeah, I mean, because they're built up as, the Pro Bowl champions or the whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. This works the first time, but it only truly works over the long haul if you
Right.
don't
Repetition.
mess with it. It becomes a
Okay.
tradition.
Yeah.
It becomes an
Great
honor. It becomes something coveted.
Yeah.
It becomes something hard. You
a
don't
great
get you don't get another chance to get it till the next year, right?
That's a great point. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like it. I think we're on to something.
You enjoy that conversation with Marcus Smith? Well, he said a whole lot more. You ought to listen to the whole podcast. The Dale Jr. Download is available on all major podcast platforms.